MajorSlackVideos.
Yeah, this is fun.
Shut up, Pee-wee.
Okay.
Well, yeah, my name is Major Slack. Thanks for joining me again. Let's walk through some more Shadow of Mordor. And, I have the Flame of Azkar special ability. While in range mode, press a certain button to enable 15 seconds of unlimited elf shot focus and fire arrows. Yeah, that's great. That's going to come into play in this next video. This video right here. We're going to take on what I'm going to call a Nightmare Warchief. This guy right here. Check out these abilities. He has no weaknesses. First of all, he has no fears, no weaknesses. Okay, or rather, he has no fears. He has weaknesses, but he has no fears. So you can't. He's like what he's got here. You just have to deal with throughout the entire battle. And he's invulnerable to ranged attacks. It doesn't say he's invulnerable to stealth, but he may as well be because he has quick health regeneration. So there's no way you're going to stealth him down, because stealthing someone down, stealthing a Warchief down, requires that you take your time, and you're not going to be able to do enough stealth finishers on him to overcome his health regeneration. So he might as well be invulnerable to stealth. Next, he's battle hardened. So even if you manage to get a Caragor and chase him around, if you try to whack him with the Caragor, nothing will happen. You can't knock him down. So you can't do a finisher, a mounted beast finisher on him, because you can never knock him down. So really, and on top of which, if you go up against him in combat, he's basically immune to straight strikes. He's battle hardened. So the only way to get him is to vault over him and then use Ray Stun from behind, then do Flurry Strike, build up your hit streak. Once you get an execution happening, do an execution, do some damage, rinse, repeat. The only problem is he's also a summoner, so he's constantly calling other Uruks into the fight. So he's constantly surrounded by enemies. So the only way to kill him is to get him isolated, and if he's constantly surrounded by enemies, you can never get him isolated. He's essentially a Nightmare Warchief. The only thing I thought of, okay, this actually worked. He killed me twice, and I finally got him the third time through the weirdest strategy. This is one time where captain spam actually comes in handy. If another captain comes on the scene in the middle of this combat, what's going to happen is if you can kill that captain, all the Uruks are going to run away in fear, leaving him isolated, and that's when we can go after him. So that's my strategy. Picking your nose. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to get some runes. Or rather, check out my runes. I have a lot to sell, and I want to get a bow rune slot, and a bow rune slot's going to cost 180 million, and I have enough runes to sell that I don't want, that I can get up to 180 million. Right now I only have 35 million left over from my previous purchase, which was the Flame of Azkar. There we go. So we need another 150 some odd million to get a bow rune. Alright, now there's lots of runes I don't want here. This one here, 55% chance to recover full health when hit streak reaches 30. I don't want that. Back it out. I want to keep these two definitely. Total is 66, recover 68% focus for killing with the bow from stealth. I definitely want that. There's a third bow rune. I want this one here, but I don't have a rune slot. That's what we want to buy. This guy here, 34% chance to recover plus 5 health on bow kills. I find that pretty weak sauce, so let's sell that. Get 25 million from that. 30% chance to recover plus 5 health on the same thing. Pretty weak sauce. Sell that. Back it out. Let's go on over to the dagger runes. Lots of dagger runes to sell here. Increase the range of attract. I haven't tried that yet, but it looks very interesting. Bear's Bones, 34% chance to get an automatic critical strike on the first hit. Yep, that could be very useful if I could stack it up with another one of the same. This here, 64% chance to recover, plus 50 focus on a head explosion kill. See, I can't see how this would be useful. So I'm going to sell that. Because if I'm in the middle of combat, I already have the other rune recovering my focus every time I do a pin in place. So I don't need that. 58% chance to recover plus 50 health for each drain from above or brand from above. That might be useful if I could stack it up with another of the same, but for now I'm just going to sell it. And finally, this guy here, 70% chance to recover 25 health on a hit explosion kill. That might be useful, but I need the money. There we go. So now we have 180 million. Let's buy a bow rune slot. There we go, bow rune slot. And we are ready to rock. That's it, I'm ready to rock. Okay, and I just want to... I'm going to exit the game and come back with dubbed commentary, because this... Nightmare Warchief, I want to take him on. I want to take this guy on. Yeah, this is going to be an epic battle. And there's no way I'm going to be able to do live commentary with this. Absolutely no way. So I'm going to exit the game and come right back with some live commentary. And we're going to take on Hosh Grish Guardmaster, the Nightmare Warchief. Okay, here we go. Dubbed commentary, Nightmare Warchief. This played out completely differently than I anticipated. I would largely blame this on not blame, but, you know, attributed this to a poor description. Okay, so it looks like my marked target didn't survive exiting the game, so I had to mark him again. And it's possible that equipping those runes may not have survived either, because I was noticing I wasn't getting... Okay, so there is our target over there, and I'm noticing a Warchief, not a Warchief, but a captain over there. So I just see that in the orange there. So I just want to Shadow Strike over and get this guy. And I'm going to take on this captain because I want him out of the picture. This guy here.
I know every inch of this black land. If you try to run, I will not rest till you are dead.
Here's a clear example of where if you don't fully charge your bow, pin in place may not work. This may have something to do with just captains in particular. But I knew that Grog Barrel was there, so I decided to do this guy in. And this really brought him down to his knees. And he has the hate of defeat, which is a really weird hatred. So that's why he went to green and then he went to red there. But he didn't have enough gas in the tank to recover from a big spanking from the slacks there, yeah. And I had to kick in my Flame of Asgard there because I ran out of arrows. So I used that all up.
I don't like the sound of that.
Now, what I would like to do is recharge the Flame of Asgard. That's the infinite arrow ability. Before I take on this Warchief mission. That would really help. So, trying to ascertain exactly how many bow kills it takes to recharge. It appears from this video it takes 13, but that doesn't make sense. Because it takes 15 executions to recharge this, what's it called, the Sword of Ephrael, or the Storm of Ephrael. Here we go, let's count them. 1 bow kill. See the little half circle meter in the bottom left corner right beside the minimap. That's the Flame of Asgard recharge meter. That's 2 kills. 3 kills. 4 kills. And you can see that it's gradually filling up with blue.
Even so,
5 kills, and I got an ability point. Like I said, I definitely want to get this combat drain. This is going to be immensely useful. Every time my hit streak is charged, press a button and instantly drain anybody, Captain, Warchief, Uruk alike, for some elf shot, and it can't be interrupted. It cannot be interrupted. That's the best part about it. So what were we at? 5 kills? 6? 7. Pin in place. See that? He got pinned in place, but I didn't recover my focus for some reason. So I'm gonna have to check this after the video. And I lost count. So many things going on here. I believe that was 8. 8 kills. By the meter though, it looks like a little more. So now I can do a combat drain. Here's what it looks like. Like that. Get 4 health shot back right away. Immensely useful. Can't be interrupted. That's the best part about it. Okay, so I got in a little scrap with these guys. This guy was the last man standing. I should have drained him instead. But you know how it is. You get into the thick of things and you just want to hack and slash. So, everybody in their area is clear. My flame of Azkar is like 3/4 full. That's good enough. Let's go do the mission. Here we go, veteran Warchief.
Our enemy hides behind his shield bearers.
Alright, to get him to come out, we have to kill 5 defenders. Those are the guys with the shields.
I'll make you go out alone to fight the crowd.
Okay, there's one. Two. And these are also counting as kills to recharge the Flame of Azkar, and as you can see, it is now fully charged. No, as I said, I lost count. If anybody out there bothered to count exactly how many bow kills I did, want to post a comment how many that was? When I first watched this video back, I came up with 13, although like I said, that doesn't really make sense. It seemed like it would be 15. You know, I'm trying to preserve elf shot here. You don't have to kill the defenders with bow shots.
I'm hearing things. The killer's on the loose.
Finally, it decides to spend elf shot on that. And that brings out the Warchief. This is a little gripe that like, you're not hearing anything because I have the music turned off. I'm presuming this is part of the, you know, the music. But yeah, this little gripe I have about Warchiefs, they have like 2 introductions. There's that like I'm coming on the scene introduction, and then there's the I caught you introduction, which is like it's a total pain. Now I'm going down here because I want to sucker them all into coming down. And if I can get them to do this, they'll come down single file, which is a lot better than dealing with them all up there. Be a lot easier to deal with. So here, just do a little shadow strike just to kind of get him excited. I'm here, kind of thing, and then back down. I expect them to come down right around here. They're gonna go around, go across to the right. See, here they come, and they're gonna jump down that cliff there, which is perfect because they'll come down one at a time, and then you just pick them off. And here the plan was to thin their numbers and then kick in the Flame of Azkar and use that to pick the rest of them off. Hopefully isolate the Warchief and then go at the Warchief. Check this out, I got ripped off, eh?
I've got a mind to flay you and use your skin to line my
That's the thing
clan's
about these
shield.
Captain and Warchief introductions. They often rip you off if you're in the middle of a move. I've been in situations where I'm grabbing and shanking a guy. A captain introduces himself, and when you come out of the captain introduction, the game will let the guy go. I'm no longer like shanking him. It's like total ripoff. Okay, so this Warchief is immune to ranged attacks. There we go. I didn't mean to do that, I just missed. So now I've kicked in the Flame of Asgard and trying to pick off as many of these guys as I can, but the Warchief got in the way. And there's his, like, you know, more guys call. Every time you hear that horn, he's calling in more Yurks. So, Shadow Strike for position. Here I'm pausing because I was trying to do another Shadow Strike, but the game, there's a little pause right after you finish your Shadow Strike where you can't do any, like, you can't do anything. There's no input is accepted. Okay, so let's do a combat drain. You can do it even on the Warchief, no problem. Which I love doing. It's like sweet revenge. Okay, so now I'm into it. The first plan failed. Now I would just want to stay alive until another captain comes on the scene, which I'm hoping will happen, because then if I can kill him, I'll make all the Yurks run away, like I said. Then I'll have the Warchief isolated. In the middle of the strategy, I decided, just as a lark, to shoot down the bait, which I couldn't really see any point in doing, because like I said, this Warchief is hardened. So even if you're mounted on the character, you can't knock him down. Okay, Shadow Strike on that guy. This is one thing I never did in my first run through the game, is using Shadow Strike in combat. And I've now realized how immensely powerful it is. Okay, so there goes the bait. Yeah, it's like an instant kill. And you don't have to like fully charge the bow. Okay, so some Caragors are now on the scene. And watch the captain's health bar. The Caragors can manage to knock him down and start gnawing on him. And at one point, one of the Caragors knocked him down and then did like a finisher on him. Or like, you know, it was gnawing him on the ground. It did a lot of damage. So when they say this Warchief is vulnerable to mounted beast finishers, that's kind of a, I find that's a poor description, because they don't mention that Caragors can also like do a lot of damage to him just on their own. They should really say vulnerable to Caragor finishers.
Show me your face.
Regardless of whether he's mounted or not. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so draining this guy. Surprised that they didn't kill him. Now you can see my Warchief, he took some damage, eh? Let's just commandeer this Caragor. But he has very rapid health regen. So you see also that he gets it back fairly quickly. You're trying to thin their numbers, because the Caragors are helping to thin the numbers down, hopefully to get him isolated again. He was down there, and I was trying to rush up and do a finisher on him, and the spastic game controls wouldn't let me do it. There he's down again, and once again I tried again, missed. Here I'm trying to get to him, couldn't get to him. Okay, I could have had him cold there because he was down. With the so-called mounted beast finisher. Okay, now he's isolated. Unfortunately, I was right behind him when I jumped off the Caragor. I could have done a race stun right there and then. And that gave the game time enough to swarm in a whole bunch of his allies. Let's do a combat drain here. So now I'm thinking, okay, here we go again.
Try that trick on me, I'll break your neck.
Ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's try this again. Free one of these Caragors and see what happens. See if he can, like, you know, get the Warchief down on the ground. Now, see what happened to the Warchief's health bar right there? while I was draining that guy, a Caragor down there just completely messed him up. See, now he's down to within an inch of his life, and I missed the whole thing. So like I said, there's other things that they're not. That's it, he's dead. So, like I said, this played out completely differently. And that's a poor description. Vulnerable to mounted beast finishers. I was not mounted on that Caragor. It was just basically the Caragor that did all the heavy lifting. So yeah, they should, you know, that's a... I spent a lot of time in this captain. Had I known that the Caragors could have wreaked such havoc, I would have developed a strategy of just releasing all those Caragors. So that's it. He's dead. And I'm just short of charging up my Flame of Asgard again, so I'm gonna like take a quick pot shot on one of these guys over here. And I also want to take a look at the rune that I got. I believe it's that one over the new one. This one right here. 40% chance to recover health, full health when hit streak reaches 30. I believe I had one of those before. I could have actually stacked it up if I kept it, but I don't know. I figure if I can get my hit streak up to 30 on a regular basis, I don't really need health. So like, you know, that's my reasoning on that. Savage Onslaught increases melee damage by 24% at the end of in mid hit streak ranges between 15 and 24. That's more up my line. But unfortunately, I rarely do melee attacks when I'm in combat. I do mostly race stun, flurry, grab and shank, stuff like that, which I don't think counts as melee attacks. Okay, so I hooked up Even Star, which I think is a pretty good rune.
They shouldn't have been dumb enough to stand so close to a fire.
There we go, fully charged the Flame of Asgard, ready to rock again. Watch this, I just get the execution just in time. That was sweet. Down he goes. With grabbed execution. What's the matter, Italian? Nobody to play with anymore? Everybody went home? Everybody had to go home for supper. Okay, so that's it. Back to the default Forge Tower. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and just taking a look at how many power points I required to get to the next level, which is my next project. So we got 3 power missions here. Do all those power missions, and we can unlock tier 4 of abilities. That's what's coming up next. That is it. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next video. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page, and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes, alright? Thanks a lot, really appreciate it.